say torpedo. Secondly, try to attack from an about 90-degree angle. This means approach the ship parallel to it and then turn onto its side for the attack run. Now we will use this with the manual aiming as well, so get used to it now. Should you approach from a less effective angle, or should the ship start to turn to avoid you, you can always use the green slider on the white circle to set the direction of your torpedoes. Don't forget to use this when necessary, otherwise they will easily outmaneuver you. At the same time, keep in mind that if you keep moving the slider, the planes will have to correct their trajectory every time, and in the end they might get into a situation where they are not able to make the run directly, and you end up in the exact same uncomfortable situation that we discussed in the previous point. The third and most important point is, get your hands on 2 torpedo bomber squadrons and put your enemy in a nasty crossfire. This maximizes your damage and makes it really difficult for the enemy to completely dodge all the torps if you made it right. You can do this by either attacking from the same side of the ship but at different angles, or even better, attacking from both sides of the ship to make it extremely nasty. For maximum effect, you can also opt to release the second wave of torpedoes a few seconds after the first one, once the ship started turning trying to avoid the first salvo. If you do this, they will effectively turn into your second salvo of torpedoes, guaranteeing at least a few hits. Now let's have a look at 2 quick examples of this in the following clips. And as this is the easy part, I think we need some chill music for this. Alright, here we are in example 1. And I think it's time we put that unfortunate battleship into a nice little crossfire. So I have my 2 torpedo squadrons selected. And if you see, I just simply click on the battleship with my torpedo squadron, adjust the aim with that little green slider that I can move along the white circle around the ship. And I send one of my torpedo squadrons over to the left, the other one is attacking from the right, and I adjust the aim so the path of the torpedoes will cross from both sides the path of the battleship. Now notice here I don't approach here from a perfect angle, so I can't really touch the aim again, otherwise the planes will not be able to fire the torpedoes with one run. And there we go, both torpedoes, salvos in the water, and that unfortunate guy has absolutely no chance to avoid all of the torpedoes. Might be only 3 torpedo hits, but it was pretty much guaranteed damage. And here we are in example 2, another battleship approaching. This time we will attack him with both squadrons from the same side. So what I'm doing, one of the squadrons I sent straight towards the ship, the other I set on a slightly different trajectory, and then with both of the squadrons I just click on the battleship, one from there and the other one from there, and as they are in different positions, the torpedoes will cross each other's path. So the 2 fans will come together just around at the time when they meet the ship, meaning that that poor guy has not much chance avoiding our salvos, and indeed we score 4 hits in total. Easy as pie. When you are comfortable with the auto-aim system, it's time to ramp things up a notch and get those amazing torpedo runs you always wanted with 8 or more direct hits with one run. It won't be easy, and you have to learn it for a while, as you have to judge the distance and the speed of the ships perfectly. It is really easy to completely miss this way, so be prepared for some frustration. It's maybe a good idea to start applying this method on stationary targets first, like AFK players, or maybe if someone did successfully get himself stuck on an island or on the side of the map. Later on, move on to slower moving targets, then full-speed battleships, and eventually the nimble cruisers. The main difference with this aiming mode is that you now have to press and hold the Alt key and place the white circle with the green torpedo zone completely by yourself, estimating where the ship will be by the time your torps get there. The torpedoes will now move in a narrow, straight line, maximizing both damage potential and the chance to miss completely. So naturally, also here there are a couple of important factors that you should keep in mind. First of all, the white circle is still your limit. If you place it down so your planes are already in it, they will have to turn around and come back again, messing up your aim completely and probably killing themselves in the incoming flak. Secondly, while you can now place the start of the drop much closer to the ship, giving them much less chance to react, you still need to give your torps enough time to arm themselves, or they will just bounce off the side of the enemy ship without doing any damage. They are armed and ready to blow stuff up when the green indicators pop up above them. To find the sweet spot, it is a good idea to place the start of the drop about as far from the enemy ship as the length of the ship itself. Thirdly, attacking at a 90-degree angle is now super crucial to maximize your runs. With a well-aimed shot, this way you can send your torpedoes all in the side of that big fat ugly battleship. And lastly, the most tricky part, judging how much you have to lead your torpedoes. Regarding the speed of your planes and torpedoes, you can expect that it will take about the same time for your planes to get to the drop zone from the white circle as it will take your torpedoes to get to the ship from the drop zone. Now this is only true if you place the drop zone at the correct distance, of course. Regarding considering the speed of the ship, well, you just have to get the feel of it. But I did use a method you might want to try out, using the width of the green torpedo line as an indicator. For the sake of this video, let's call the width of this green indicator 1 unit. Now this all might sound a bit messy, but you will see what I mean from the videos. So right now, here's a quick guide for the perfect size shots. Against battleships moving at their regular speed, try to set the green line in a way so the ship will be just 1 unit away from it when the torpedoes enter the water. For slower moving targets, try half a unit between the ship and the green line. For cruisers, try 2 units, otherwise the torpedoes will just arrive behind them as they move much faster. Now, as we know that it takes the same time from the white circle to the drop zone, which is the beginning of your green line, we just have to add 1 unit in each case when we calculate the distance from the edge of the white circle. This means that when I'm making the attack run against a battleship, for example, I place the green line, so at the moment when the planes enter the white circle, the tip of the ship should be 2 green lines away from where my torpedoes will cross her path. If I manage this right, the ship should get to 1 green line distance when the torpedoes are launched, and it will exactly cross the path of the torpedoes when they meet. That's the theory anyway, but I hope it will be a good starting point for you until you can judge it for yourself. Just one more hint before we look at the videos.